this person became very popular very recently, and he looks really great, right? But actually he was one of the worst imposters and the swindlers in world history. And he's the one the movie Catch Me If You Can was modeled after. So yeah, he was probably #1 figure as the swindler and cheater. If he cheats, nobody could catch him. But his appearance is great, you know. And recently I read an article that among Americans, the most highly revered person is Abraham Lincoln. But I also read an article that if back in 1860s, if there had been TVs, probably Abraham Lincoln would never have been able to become the president because he's not nice looking. He's very plain in terms of his appearance. So this is kind of our misconception. False prophets are religious, and they are deeply religious. And they live in their church. I don't know whether we should call that church, but yeah, they live in their church. And they have church as a religious hardware. So whatever they have inside, what horrific things there are, it is covered by the religious hardware, so it looks good, right? And look at this. This is a religious leader, David Koresh. Well, he was born around the time I was born, but he died in 1993, and he was the, as some of you may know, he's a Davidian Brothers sect in Waco, Texas. At that time, in 1993, I was in Austin, Texas. That's about 102 miles away from Waco. And he was leading one cult, and they had a huge fortress equipped with heavy arms, like even, I don't know, probably if my memory is correct, they even had a tank inside their complex. And there was a standoff, and finally somebody, you know, ignited the fire inside, and then more than 100 people were killed. It's a tragic accident and tragic incident. And at the time I was a paper deliverer, and in the morning I saw the paper, and on the top page, Austin American Statesman, the top page was, "Oh no," and the complex of Waco Davidian Brothers sect aflame. The building was aflame. But when I saw his face, he was so attractive, and I saw a picture of him playing electronic guitar, and probably I could have been one of his, fan members. Looks so impressively attractive. So there are some heresies around the town, but most leaders are not only handsome, but they have strong charisma and they are very attractive. So, in other words, we are liable to be attracted by that. What about their inside? Who they really are? They are ferocious wolves, and they can inflict unrepairable damage. Of course, the wolves will kill you, and there's no way of coming back to life once you are killed. And the result is they bear bad fruit. And what is bad fruit? Poisonous fruit. And what is the significance of bad fruit or poisonous fruit? It spreads the harm. Whoever eats the fruit, they are killed. So there are many kinds of fruits that can kill you. For example, look at this. It looks like jelly beans, right? Well, if I find this in the mountainside, probably I will not be restrained from picking it and eating it because it looks so good. And this really looks like a grape. So they are nice looking, but these fruits can kill you if you eat them. And this one is a star fruit and looks also very delicious and tender, but it will kill you. Yeah, this one too. So there are many things that may look attractive but can be lethal. How come they are false or they are bad? Well, this was talked about by Pastor Miller last week. The only criterion that can distinguish between the good people and bad people, the Christ people and non-Christ people, is whether they accept Jesus, whether they accept Jesus or reject Jesus. So if they reject Jesus as Christ, then they are automatically bad tree, and then they bear bad fruit, and then it can be lethal, and the damage can be spreading. Now we move on to the third section, Christians as trees. Then why Jesus liked, because there are so many places in the Bible where Jesus likened us to be trees. The characteristics of the tree can be said in one sentence like this: the primary function, purpose, and characteristic of a tree in God's orchard is fruit bearing. Why would a farmer ever keep a tree in his orchard if it's not for fruit? Okay? And this is directly related to the question of what is my life for? So, what kind of a fruit we are bearing? Here, the fruit can be contrasted with gift, because the Bible talks about the gift and also talks about the fruit. Here are Bible verses from 1 Corinthians, and I will read it. Now to each one the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. To one there is given through the Spirit the message of wisdom, to another the message of knowledge by means of the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by that one Spirit, to another miraculous powers, to another prophecy, to another distinguishing between spirits, to another speaking in different kinds of tongues, and to still another the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and He gives them to each one just as He determines. This is talking about gift. There are many gifts listed in the Bible. This gift is, gifts can be listed as wisdom, faith, miraculous powers, prophecy, interpretation, knowledge, healing, discernment, and tongue. And the characteristic of gift is that it's God-given. We have no control. It is only decided by God. And it's down there, deep down there in our heart somewhere, where our spirituality lies. It's from God to me. So I cannot control this, receipt of the gift from God. Unless it is given from God, we cannot have it. But fruit is different. Fruit is very different. Fruit is not God-given, but self-made. The tree makes the fruit. And it's not down there, but it's out here. It is seen. It's visible on the tree by everyone. It's not for me. The tree does not eat the fruit himself or herself, but for others. So fruit is very practically useful. So if fruit is not practical, if it's just abstract, then it's not meaningful. So fruit is they are visibly for others.